Jacqueline, affirmative versus Kayla, negative. Hello again, my name is Kayla, and I stand firmly on the negative side of today's debate. Physician-assisted suicide should not be legalized. Judges, you should vote negative because the affirmative side has failed to address the deeper ethical concerns and general risk. They rely on best-case scenarios and narrow data while we confront the broader societal implications. The probability of harm to the most vulnerable members of our society is greater, more urgent, and morally unacceptable. Let me begin by addressing the affirmative's arguments. Jacqueline stated that there is no significant evidence showing abuse or pressure among vulnerable populations. However, just because we haven't seen larger statistical spikes does not mean that the threat isn't real. Vulnerable individuals, such as those who are elderly, disabled, or struggling with chronic illness, face invisible pressures every day, including internalized stigma and external expectations that their lives are less valuable. Disability scholar Harold Braswell reminds us that structural ableism can distort autonomy itself. So when the affirmative frames physician-assisted suicide as a free choice, we must ask, free from what? Free from suffering or free from the belief that society sees you as a burden? Now, even if we accept the affirmative's data from Oregon, we cannot ignore the legal model and long-term risk. Legal scholar Marshall Kapp, from 1996, warns that legalizing physician-assisted suicide leads to the normalization of death as a solution to suffering. This opens the door to subtle pressure and system-wide shifts in how we value life, especially the lives of those who rely on others for care. The affirmative also argues that the physician-assisted suicide complements palliative care. But as Luann Friend from 2011 argues, truly compassionate care means expanding equitable access to hospice and palliative services, not defaulting to death when care is underfunded or unavailable. Legalizing physician-assisted suicide risks diverting resources away from services that generally relieve suffering and improve quality of life. We should be fighting for better care, not easier death. Let me be clear. This is not about denying autonomy. This is about protecting the integrity of our healthcare system and the dignity of those who are most at risk of being overlooked, devalued, or rushed in decisions they may not fully own. Even if the law includes safeguards, history has shown us that safeguards can erode over time. Even if some patients choose assisted suicide with clarity, the very existence of that option sends a message to others that their lives may not be worth living. In conclusion, legalizing physician-assisted suicide creates more problems than it solves. It introduces dangerous social narratives, risks systemic abuse, and threatens the quality and funding of compassionate care. We should not build a healthcare system that offers death as an answer when what people truly need is support, dignity, and hope. Thank you.